Polymorphism is a programming language feature which allows us to use objects of different types through a uniform interface. The concept of polymorphism applies to functions and more complex objects. We've just seen an example of polymorphism with the card printing example. The make boarding card method didn't need to know about an actual, or as we say, concrete, card printing type, only the abstract details of its interface, essentially just the order of its arguments. Replacing our console card printer with the putative HTML card printer would exercise polymorphism. Polymorphism in Python is achieved through duck typing. Duck typing is in turn named after the duck test attributed to James Riley, the American poet. Quote, "When I see a bird that walks like a duck and swims like a duck and quacks like a duck, I call that bird a duck." Duck typing, where an object's fitness for a particular use is only determined at runtime, is the cornerstone of Python's object system. This is in contrast to statically typed languages, where a compiler determines if an object can be used. And in particular, it means that an object's suitability is not based on inheritance hierarchies, base classes, or anything except the attributes an object has at the time of use. Let's return to our aircraft class. The design of this class is somewhat flawed, in that objects instantiated using it depend on being supplied with a seating configuration that matches the aircraft model, which for the purposes of this exercise we assume is fixed per model. Better and simpler perhaps to get rid of the aircraft class entirely and make separate classes for each specific model of aircraft with a fixed seating configuration. Here's an Airbus A319. And here's a Boeing 777. These two aircraft classes have no explicit relationship to each other or to our original aircraft class beyond having identical interfaces to each other, with the exception of the initializer, which now takes fewer arguments. As such, we can use these new types in place of each other. Let's change our makeFlight method into makeFlights to use them. The different types of aircraft work fine when used with flight because they both quack like ducks, or fly like planes, or something. Duck typing and polymorphism is very important in Python. In fact, it's the basis for the collection protocols we discussed, such as iterator, iterable, and sequence.